We have to begin new lesson. This is lesson number 9, economic importance of bacteria and fungi. Economic importance, where we study about their useful and harmful roles. So economic importance of bacteria, these are primitive organism, primitive which whose structure is basic, okay, made up of a single cell, and their genetic material is dispersed in the central region of the cytoplasm without a nuclear membrane. That is, they are prokaryote. Pro means primitive, karyon is the term for nucleus, that is, they lack a true nucleus. Then according to five kingdom classification, these are not plants. Reason is that these are prokaryotes, single celled organism, instead of being eukaryotes and multicellular. You have done the difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes in lesson number 1. Bacteria, these are most primitive unicellular organism, and each bacterial cell contains a single chromosome, or that is nuclear material, which is not enclosed in a nuclear membrane. Bacteria so numerous and everywhere. Bacteria are ubiquitous, that is, they are found everywhere. There are several thousand known species of bacteria which occur in air, water, soil, food, or on inside the body of living organism. And in short, they are found practically everywhere. In our own body, there are hundreds and thousands of bacteria in the mouth, on skin, inside intestine, in the genital tract, etc. And some occurring in our intestine are beneficial because they synthesize certain vitamins such as vitamin B, and certain are harmful and cause many diseases, but there are others which are highly useful as well. So according to one estimate, there are more bacteria normally living on the skin than the total number of human living on the earth. So many bacteria are residing on the skin, and most of them are useful. These are even useful as they prevent the growth of harmful bacteria. Then size wise, these are smallest living organism on earth with average size of 2 micrometer long and 0.5 micrometers thick. 1 micrometer is 1,000th of a millimeter. Then shape wise, these are usually of 4 types. These names you have to learn: cocci, bacilli, spirilla, and vibrio. Cocci stands for spherical bacteria, bacilli for rod shaped bacteria, spirilla twisted or spiral bacteria, and vibrio are comma shaped bacteria. Many bacteria can live singly, but some occurs in pair. So if spherical bacteria occur in pair is called diplococcus. If spherical bacteria occurring in long chain is streptococci, or in clusters or bunch, that is staphylococci. They have given the diagram, you can see coccus, diplococcus, then streptococcus in chain, then in the form of bunch staphylococcus. Then they have shown the rod shaped bacteria also. Here either they are having cilia or flagella on their body, or they are without locomotor only. Then come to the next diagram they have given here. You can see these are spirillum, twisted bacteria or curved bacteria. They may also have flagella or without. Then vibrio, comma shaped bacteria, which are, they have given one diagram with much magnification. Then structure, each individual bacteria is rather a simple cell. It contains the living substance, that is protoplasm. Protoplast also they call to the same protoplasm only, lying within the cell membrane, that is cytoplasm plus bacterial chromosome, that is called as protoplasm, and surrounded by a non-living stiff cell wall. Remember, cell wall here is made up of peptidoglycan, underline this word, and not of cellulose as in plant cell. Then a thin cell membrane lies immediately beneath the cell wall and surrounds the cytoplasm, as we had in plant cell. Also we had cell wall, then cell membrane. Here also again you have. Then there is no well defined nucleus, but chromatin, that is DNA, is present in the central region, and this chromatin material is in the form of a single circle and is not enclosed in nuclear membrane, but is attached to the cell membrane at some point. You can see here in the diagram. Okay, so the cytoplasm contains vacuoles, granules, and in some cases chlorophyll as well, that is called as bacterial chlorophyll. Sometimes a slimy protective layer, that is called capsule, is present outside the cell wall. In this diagram they have given. This diagram you have done in the chapter cell also. Again, I would like that you all should draw these diagrams, this 9.2 as well as 9.1. So capsule, the outermost membrane, then next is cell wall, then is they have given plasmids. Cell membrane they have given this side, the third one. So 3 layers you have to show when you are drawing the diagram, including capsule. If you are not, so okay, in your book they have given like this. Then flagellum here they have shown, then bacterial chromosome, this one, single strand of DNA attached at some point, okay, to the cell membrane, and this is called as protoplasm, cell membrane plus cytoplasm plus bacterial chromosome. And these are the granules, glycogen granules. The stored food is in the form of glycogen, okay. This is a difference from plant cells. Plant cells have stored food in the form of starch.